For 3 days no sleep, I'm kind of knocking this bitch out the park. I'm doing good, right? So what's your take on Freemasons generally? They're pedophiles. I mean, just focus. If you really want to know what the look at this. I'm not even joking about the pedo shit. If you look at Aleister Crowley, he says a boy of perfect innocence at 11 years old before puberty, but the most growth you can get before puberty. I don't know why. I don't know why not 12. I don't know. I didn't read that far, bro. But he says a boy of perfect innocence, a virgin who's 11 years old, makes for the highest level energy you can harness through sex magic and sacrifice. But he doesn't say the sacrifice part. I'm pretty sure he doesn't say it out loud. And you got to ask yourself, what is this Egyptian style apron that they wear? Does anyone know why they wear the fucking apron? It's to show purity, right? That the saints used to never ejaculate. They never released their electricity, their life force, and they just focused on their monk-like lifestyle. But look closer, because on that apron that has 4 sides, again, the elemental 4, fire, earth, air, water. On that apron, if you look close, you can see there's a star, an eyeball. Okay? Why is there an eye right there? Because you have 2 paths to enlightenment. One, your pineal gland can awaken your 3rd eye, which sends a fire from your heart right into the cave of Brahma, your fucking skull and the pineal gland. This is science too here. This is not just hocus pocus. And that way they get the vision, the solar vision of Lucifer, gnosis, and a psychic trance-like state or a hallucinogenic state where they achieve insane knowledge. And I mean, they wrote without any artistic instruction, they can paint a Mona Lisa. Some in their trance-like state, and the really demonic ones after as well. I mean, they paint a bunch of things, and really something's painting through them. Like, have you ever been playing a sport and you felt like it's not you, something's going through you, like you're playing really good that day? Well, that's the Spirit of God flowing through you, that you had a good channel, right? Good channel that day with God. Now imagine that with a demon that is obsessed with taking your soul. That demon is going to play some great football. Why they have an eyeball on that fucking apron is they're actually winking at you with that eyeball. That eyeball is right there because the secret top of the pyramid, top of the ladder, top of the stairs, the secret of Masonry is, just like Jeffrey Epstein and his buddies, they have a secret. Someone in chat said, you really think it's an eyeball? Are you fucking retarded? Your mom's a fucking dumb bitch. The secret of the eyeball that is spewing rays of sunlight is that it's their 3rd eye, as in it's their penis. Yeah. That's what an obelisk is. It's a phallic object that in the Bible it says do not erect them. But they are in the Vatican. People pray around them. And their life force energy, now think about it, right? Your sexual drive is what makes you build fucking bridges. It makes everything go round. Schopenhauer would call it the will of the universe. That sexual energy is the shortcut to winning in life. Now, these people are not about harnessing it through the doctrine of purity. These people are about ejaculating as much as they can through perversion and demonically charged, I'd call it like portal worship. They love opening portals, whether they're fucking children, fucking animals. Yes, Masons fuck goats and sheeps. They have all sorts of statues that have shown that. They play with feces. These kinks are not because they're perverted by nature. I mean, a lot of them are fucked up, but most of them are not into these kinks as in like they have an urge. The urge comes later when they're used to the kink. These kinks are to be the furthest away from harmony, love, unity, marriage, everything good, right? Wherever God is, it's good. It's the good that Plato talked about. Okay? You understand what I'm saying, chat? Like one in the chat. So, eating feces and drinking urine is the most damage you could conceive that you did to God. It's not damage, I mean, but it is how you defile God. You understand? God is holy, not unclean, right? You're unclean drinking urine. And you're really self-harming yourself. And I actually think alcohol is another way you spit in God's face. I actually believe that. I believe that when I drank alcohol all the time as well. I've always said it's a poison ritual, even before I was into this kind of stuff that I wasn't even that, not as deep, but yes, drugs especially. Oh yeah, drugs, alcohol, drinking urine, all this lowers your vibration, right? Vibes, you know, vibes. It cosmically lowers you. It means you're opening up to everything that's the furthest emanation from God. So basically, if God is unity, then you don't want to be around division. You don't want to be around people who are divorced. You don't want to be around people who get dunked on and fail, and they get banned and they go to jail, and everything is taking from them and dividing their life into more chaos. There's no family, no structure. There's nothing going to a point. Think of a triangle, right? The divided part, the bottom part of the triangle. You want to be at the top. You want to go that way to family, kids, and a good life. Now, in my opinion, there's nothing, and I'm going to shit on a lot of family members right now, but there's nothing more perverted than being an atheist after you have a son or a daughter. And I'm tired. That's why I have this low voice. I don't mean to make it dramatic, right? I'm not guilt tripping, bro. I mean, an atheist is really telling you their mom's a bitch or their dad's a bitch, like something happened. Anyways, you should actually research on what the ruling class, Freemasons, Jesuits, read their texts on atheism. It's actually really mind-blowing what they say about atheists. When you Google Freemasonry, the first thing that pops up on Google says it's not a religion. But when you read their monitors or Morals and Dogma from their Grand Wizard, their fucking Pope Fat Albert Pike, 300-pound Confederate guy, he has like over 200 fucking pages in a row saying it's a fucking religion. It's unreal. It's overwhelmingly a religion. Either side, whether York Rite or Scottish Rite, it's overwhelming. And they have one rule: you're not allowed to talk about religion or politics in the lodge. Now that sounds like a business firm to me. That sounds like a corporation. That sounds like a team just sacrificing truth to win. I mean, if you had a team of people who are not allowed to talk about religion or politics, do you know how much you can conquer the world? Because they believe in fraternity over truth. Meaning if one of their religions is saying that they can identify as a fucking dog or whatever, or do the furry stuff, then they can't really talk shit about it. But these are the original furries. Like, their rituals get very weird, and it's not just them. Think of Masonry as an umbrella for Rosicrucianism, the Order of the Skull and Bones, the Yale Society, the Vril Society, the Order of the Black Sun with Hitler, and they all did the same thing. And you're probably thinking, John, I watch Destiny, I don't believe you. Everything you're saying is a lie. I mean, science, bro. There's no way that these guys are doing magic. This just doesn't make any sense. Let me show you something. Azov Battalion, occult, pagan. I mean, this is not even one. Usually you see 25% of a ritual. This video shows all of it. And I'm not trying to go full tanky on you guys, you know, like, I don't want to get people emotional, because like emotions are for women, and like anytime I'm chilling with Haas or Jackson, they go, Russia this, Russia, they get so emotional, and it's like they just don't read about Masonry and this kind of stuff, so they actually think they think they're seeing it from a different angle, you know, they're seeing it from like a foot soldier angle, I guess. But yeah, if you don't believe that, okay, so this is the Azov Battalion, right? They're Ukrainian proud neo-Nazis, and I'm not getting political and saying they're Nazis and Russians aren't. No, Wagner is pretty Nazi too, but these guys are 1,000 times more Nazi, and there's more of them. And I mean, these guys are not just Nazis, they're actual occultists. This ritual that they're doing is so pagan star worship that I know that Hitler's team with Goebbels and them were doing it in a castle, right? They had their Nordic fucking pagan star worship rituals. And remember, every pagan god, every Egyptian god, Greek god, lion head god, all of them, every single one of them is a demon. And you're wondering, well, how come there's so many of them, John? Yeah, 1/3 of God's angels fell from grace. Well, they chose to jump, right? And fuck those pedos. So there's a lot of them out there. That's 33%. That's a Masonic number, right? Just like Jesus' age is 33. Or was. Or Club 33 with Walt Disney, the Freemason, right? Now, this ritual they're doing, again, what does it involve? The astral fire, which is their emotion to invoke motion in the battlefield. They have their liquid, their growth and reproductive aura, which is their blood. It's a blood magic ritual. They're doing it obviously with dirt, with the earth type ritual. And they're out loud saying their prayer and worship to their God in the mental air, the plane, the mental plane. And they even have an altar and a physical representation of the God that's supposed to protect them. Grand Paladin is a 6-month subscriber. Yeah, someone permabanned this guy. Dude, I've been up for 3 days. I didn't even want to stream today, man. Like, I'm supposed to be asleep right now. Permaban that little bitch, man. I'm a gifter. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out. Who do you think? Who do you think I'm a Twitch streamer, bro? Get the fuck out. Fucking buy my soul. Get the fuck out. Now look, yeah, that guy's Ukrainian. He cuts his finger to do the earth. Sorry, this guy's talking over it. So look, he charges the ritual, puts the blood in the earth, and then immediately goes back to the mental and does. Look at that, and look at his arm. Look at his arm closely. Okay, first you see the swastika, which is really fire, earth, air, and water. Again, the 4 elements. And when you add north, east, south, west, as above, so below, you have the 6 material world from the Bible, 666. And if you look at his elbow, it's the Order of the Black Sun symbol. Now, what is that symbol? Well, there's lightning rays coming out of the black sun, falling to earth, and there's, if I'm not mistaken for this guy, there should be 12 lightning bolts splitting up the 12 signs of the zodiac, because he's a pagan star-worshipping fiend, and he's fiending for power. And what's interesting is these pagans get very powerful. Throughout history, these pagans get fucking retarded. Like, Hitler built momentum. His team got really powerful out the blue. And it wasn't just the funding he got from American industrialists and European monarchs. It was also the speed at which, when you think of World War II being a couple years, if you know, like if you take out the Japan stuff with the US, just think of like just Europe. Yeah, to get that, to do that much damage is like they say 60 million souls lost. I think the first one's 40 million. I'm tired, man. The first one's 40 million. The second one is total 60 million. That's a huge ritual. And these are called birth pains. Okay? So 40 million dead, 60 million. Then you have all those communist wars with millions of people dead. These birth pains, they increase the closer we are to end times. That's what they say, at least. I'm not an end timer, like where it's like, oh, it's happening next year. I'm not one of those guys. But all these souls lost is actually orchestrated by the ruling class. And the more damage you inflict to people in this world, the more you have hurricanes, floods, whatever. Not because God is angry, but because all of that negative energy you're putting into the spirit realm that bleeds into our world, it has to be discharged, and it comes right back at us. It's not like it stays with demons, my dude. Okay? Now, the demons only breathe. They only have oxygen. They only have spiritual oxygen. They only have spiritual oxygen. Someone said you sound like a vegan. Yeah, pick up your Bible, you dumb bitch. These demons only have oxygen. if you're sinning. That's why a peaceful, pure man, he's unbothered. They don't really fiend off of him. They know they can't breathe around him. So they go after alcoholics, crackheads, people who want to be under the influence of a demon. You got to ask yourself honestly. Don't look at society and say, I'm pretty clean. Ask yourself, what is yours? What is the big one in your room right now? And I guarantee you something happened. It's always going to be something about sexuality, whether male or female. Something happened to you as a kid that shaped your worldview today. And it's going to be some weird sexual thing. It's going to be either you want to fuck a lot of bitches because you feel you don't deserve harmony, love, all the good stuff. Right? So you might be in your Andrew Tate energy, right? Which could be bad because, you know, eventually you got to be 60 years old. And if you have 10 bitches, which one's loving you the most? None. That's how it works. That's why God made a man and a woman, a dick and a vagina. That's how it works. Okay? No mom wants to feel jealous of another woman in front of her kids watching. That's called shame. Okay? Could you imagine if your mom was embarrassed when she was raising you because there's 3 more moms or 4 more moms? Could you imagine the look on your mom's face when she has to hide from you? She said, I don't want to show that your dad likes the other bitch more this week. And that's called Satanism. That's literally Satanism. Now, fucked up shit happened to Andrew, so he feels like he doesn't deserve it. I get it. I'm there. And yeah, you feel like you don't deserve it. It just doesn't happen. You know, the weird thing about the mental plane is if you joke with yourself and say, I'm a little bitch, your brain actually takes it as real, even the jokes, because it's so used to you actually believing you're a little bitch. Your brain's really used to negativity. It's not really your fault that television and all that Masonic programming fucked you up. But really, you get nowhere when you say it's not your fault. Like, it's always your fault. When you want to quit smoking or quit something, you don't do it cold turkey. You do it warm turkey, as in you quit cold, but it's not cold. You're enjoying it. That's the only way you get over your problems. As soon as you make it a wall that you have to overcome, now you've got bills, problems with women, all this, and it's getting cold because of your turkey. As soon as you put that in the mental, you're a pedophile. You understand what I'm saying making sense, or am I hallucinating and I should wrap up this fucking stream? Because I've only done 1% of the conspiracy iceberg right now. Okay, so this is them screaming to their God, and now look at this. They're burning the blood in earth as they're screaming into the air. That's earth, fire, air, water. This ritual has been going on for thousands of years. Don't fucking tell me it's a bonding exercise. They could play football, they could box, they could do anything macho. They're doing this because the billionaire ruling class kept this in their archives, their scrolls. They didn't keep your fucking NyQuil cold formula. They can't fix the common cold, but they keep blood magic in their shit. Yeah. Remember when they told us drinking blood, nothing happens to a human if they drink young blood? And now they're saying, oh, it has life force energy in it, and that it keeps your skin better and you look better, and you, like, the vampire myth is real. It's not just a cool concept. Now they're admitting to it. And you got to ask yourself, if you don't believe in elites harvesting adrenalized youthful blood, and you say, I don't believe in vampires, John, you're a weirdo. Then why do you believe in organ trafficking, human trafficking, limb trafficking, placenta eating out of tradition? Why do you believe in all of those fucked up things, but not blood? How is Destiny having that much trouble making the leap of faith? It's not even a fucking leap. It's overwhelming. I didn't believe, I thought it was fun and stuff. When I worked at a club, I saw how evil humans can be, women and men. And that's when the first time I was like, okay, I have two paths I can walk down. It's either chemicals in my brain or it's a battle for my soul. You understand? Pagans used to drink the blood of their wife every time she ovulated as a blood magic strengthening ritual. Call me vanilla, but I'll stick to cranberry juice, darling. These people are fucked in the head, but you think I'm lying to you. I can feel the energy of you thinking I'm lying to you. I feel it right now. I feel your gaze. Even when it gets coagulated. Honestly, the fact that you're using that word, you're trying to live this experience in the mental plane. Bro, you're speaking about demons and vampires, what you expect. Your name is Big Doinks. You smoke modern day opium from the ruling class called marijuana. Like you're the retards who got addicted on opium because the ruling class said, here, have some. It's cheap. That's who you are. You smoke weed. You're literally smoking earth. You're doing some gay earth magic ritual where the only thing that happens is you get nothing done, and Cheetos, hot jalapeno Cheetos taste, a lot better, but that's all that happened. And honestly, I don't know how good those Cheetos are for me. I really don't. I like them. I'll always have a bag. Okay, 6-pack's not that important. I like Cheetos. But there's this thing that happens when you smoke weed, right? One, it raises estrogen, not in a meme way, not in a Reddit or TikTok way, like in a clinical way. And two, it makes you more lunar, feminine, and passive. You're a male. You're supposed to be active, 3 days awake, and I'm streaming. That's why the sun laps the moon, right? That's why we hit it doggy. That's why we say, bitch, say my name. Because we're active. She's the one battling her shyness. She's like, oh, Jon Zherka. Like, no, bitch, I'm Bill Gates. Yeah. Say I'm the ruling class, bitch. She's like, fuck me with your Masonic dick. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you need a handful of her hair hitting it doggy to realize you're sinning. Because a handful of your dick at your computer side with some fucking vanilla extract to make it smoother, that's real sin, okay? At least I'm making a human feel protected. Do you know why women like it rough? You know why the longer you get to know them, the more they want it rougher and they want to escalate it? And they don't know how to ask nicely, so they start just being a bitch. It's like, dude, he's just going to cheat on you. What are you doing? Right? I remember this girl who told me, if I'm ever acting like a bitch, just slap me and bend me over and fuck me. And I'm like, yeah, babe, that's rape. And she goes, no, you're my boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, let's play this game. Okay, let's do it. Let's play the. Are you fucking mad, you dumb bitch? But yeah, like women, for some reason, they are so chaotic, they need to feel a man controlling them in the bedroom. And men feel so controlled in the world that if they feel any of her energy being masculine, they get turned off, right? It's like when a girl was like, it's like if a girl said to me, sit there and shut up. And I'd be like, what? Who the fuck are you talking to, you Masonic bitch? Anyways, here's what I'm saying. The moment you start seeing the world in polarity, like the Kabbalion says, rhythm, the waves coming in and out, degrees of polarity. Is there such thing as cold and hot, or is it just temperature in different degrees? Of course there's a fucking difference from cold and hot. Don't be a fucking Freemason. Let me blow your mind now. Look what he's worshiping. It's a fucking pagan god. They're not doing boxing like the fucking Navy SEALs, bro. And here's the funny thing. None of this makes sense to you until you research American serial killers. Go research why third world countries do not have serial killers. They have gangsters and mafias, but they don't have serial killers. Why is it only Neo-Rome, the New Age, remember the old world, the old age is Europe, the New Age is the New Atlantean Age, is Rome, USA, baby. And now look at this. The New Age magazine is Masonic magazine, and New Age is that Kundalini yoga. I believe in a universe. I believe in Christ, bitch. That's what I believe. You dumb bitch. Your God sucks. Fuck your God. Now check this out. Focus with me. You're hitting it from the back, right? She wants to feel controlled. You want to be in control. What makes you think throughout the day those roles can change? You understand? What do you role play being feminine until you fuck her? That's a lot of soy boys. Some soy boys hit it hard from the back and they're only masculine when they fuck. I've met people like that. And I'm like, so you're only a winner for 20 minutes a day? And girls act like being feminine is weak. Being feminine means every guy and every fucking dollar is begging to be in your life. Like, men want to give you credit cards and live with you, you fucking retard. Nobody wants to live with a hoe. A hoe got temporary credit card access, right? A hoe is just waiting for a wrinkle. A hoe is waiting to be replaced. But if you're a good girl and feminine, dude, the world is trying to pay your life for just painting your nails. That's insane power. That's some portal pussy. That's some next dimension pussy. That's insane. I don't want to make it vulgar, but let's not pretend like the feminine is weak because it can't fight or do philosophy or engineering or art or science or biology or math or boxing or football or building or architecture or computer science or some of those things. Because all those things we do is for some pussy. That's insane power. But girls, for some reason, they don't want to be a magnet. Right? They want to be like an interchangeable magnet with multiple guys. I don't want to make things weird, right? because I'm going to be attacking myself too, but casual sex is rape. Yeah, that's the truth. We all feel guilty. Everyone who engages in casual sex feels guilty for a reason. Casual sex is literally rape. Do you know how I know this? Because the whole Me Too movement is based on casual sex. Like, oh, I didn't know I could do that, babe. Like, oh, did I take it too far? I thought we were cool. Weren't we cool, babe? You didn't like when I did this. And she go, well, I didn't really. See, in a relationship, you don't even have to ask. You just know what she likes. You guys are synced up. But in the Me Too age of casual sex, you leave so much gray area. You're kind of saying to God, I'll do anything for sex, that I'll even leave gray area for shattering a woman's psyche for life. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a soy boy. Like, I'm not those kind of guys who are like, yo, man, like, believe all women, and Ghislaine Maxwell, who raped children, she's a woman, you got to believe her. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're both raping each other's psyche, because when you're fucking her, she's reminding you women are trash. That was easy. And when you're fucking her, you're just taking her value, like 10% of her value away from her, because the next guy senses that she's been fucking plowed and ran through. So you guys are raping each other, and God's like, bro, what the fuck? And you're thinking like, dude, I just can't go my whole life without a hookup and stuff. It's the television that got you like that. Like, humans are not that horny without TV and all that. Believe it or not, they're not that insane. The degenerates were. Now everyone's a degenerate. Like, you guys are being forced into this sexual, everything sexual. I sometimes look at my beanbag and I spit on it and fucking spank it, and I get horny when I look at my beanbag. It's fucking 7 feet tall, 900 pounds. But then I go, oh shit, like, I'm used to sexualizing a fat bitch at Walmart, and I'm because of the television, you know? You know what I mean by that? Like, that's not the real me. The real me will be horny at certain times, not at beanbag 2 p.m. time. Another thing, if women are the prize in nature, then they should be covered up head to toe, and it should be fucking illegal otherwise. Actually, the men have to be punished otherwise. Because when you have prizes in nature, you're gonna have bad, evil actors trying to take the prize. And some guys don't even want to win a prize. Some people want to take it, you know? Like, rapists exist. It's not just someone being bad. Like, it's their thing to rape. Those people exist. They're demonically charged. Do you understand? And men don't worry about rapists until they have a daughter. And then you start to really say, why am I defending men so hard? I would never leave my girl at a rave or a nightclub or girl scores or whatever. And so, you know, I'm a red pill channel, but I'll never defend simps. You know, simps are rapists. I'll never leave my daughter around a simp. I'll leave my daughter around a jock any day, because the jock's like, oh, Mr. Zherka, man. Like, you know, he's trying to prove himself to me. Mr. Zherka, I got Becky home safe. You know, he's trying to, like, jocks are so competitive, like it's a sport. Like, if I don't fuck this week, her dad gonna like me. And jocks are so much better than simps. You know, simps are like, yeah, dad's not gonna like me anyway. Better stick it in. Better put my phone under her skirt when she's not looking and just. Nah, bro, don't leave no one alone with your daughter. Well, when she's 21, you kind of have to. which should be like really illegal. Like a woman should be 24, right? The problem with women, right? I'm really, really going off topic here, but the problem with women is, and it's the same problem we have with the Protestant church, is mankind needs to be taught worship. Your whole life you're going to think you have this thing between you and God, but you really have you and all your impulsive decisions and sins. That's what you have. You need mentors. If men had, you know how men look up to like Brad Pitt and those, if they had mentors who were very close to God and taught them worship, not in a cringe way. You know, now it's cringe to be close to God, apparently. But if they had like, you know, mentors doing it correctly, you would be surprised what they accomplish. I mean, people, look at ISIS, you know, people do anything for God, right? And, you know, you can really change society if you get away from that separation of state and church, you know. When you think about it in your head, it sounds like a bad idea, but just think of society right now and how fucking ridiculous it is, and then you'll see what I'm saying. But basically what I'm trying to say is, this ritual you're seeing that happened, a couple months ago, this Ukrainian Azov battalion ritual, kids in my school were doing this ritual on paper where they would do blood, you can YouTube this, blood over intent, which they're trying to say will. It is magic. So they cut their finger and bleed on a paper, and then they write, sometimes with a pen, sometimes with blood, and sometimes they mix it up. They do wish fulfillment on the paper. And this was a trend in my school. Like hundreds of kids were doing this. Yeah, they used to do cut for Justin Bieber, which is idol worship. And when we look at Masonic literature, the opposite of God is not an evil God. It's the negation of God. The opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference, the negation of love. So what happens when you negate God? You start worshiping idols like Justin Bieber, Brad Pitt, your barber, your cousin, your whatever. That, if it was you have God or you're regular, it wouldn't be that bad. But it's either you have God or you have an idol. Andrew Tate is high level idol worship. Like there's grown men saying top G in public. That's insane to me. That's fucking insane. Because I'm like, it's kind of like at rap concerts when people want to meet their favorite rapper. That rapper is calling you the F slur as soon as you turn around with his other, you know, homies. Like you should, when I met rappers, I didn't change my energy. So I'd actually kick it with some, but the little fanboy bitch would never kick it. He's idol worshipping little bitch. You understand? And idol worship, you think it's just, it can't be that bad, John. I can't think of anyone I worship. If you can't think of one person you idol worship, that means you have a lot. That means they're shifting. You're not even keeping up. Depending on your mood, depression, anxiety, that's a dangerous spot to be in. You understand? You need to focus on God. Highest level despair, anxiety, depression, in decades, suicide. You got fucking frogmen around the border, fucking machine guns, man. Forget 375. That's no duck walk anymore. It's about the Trinity. You can get inspired by people without them being your idol. No, you can't. Inspiration is the tool of the coward. Inspiration is a wheel that turns when you look at a human. That's pathetic. Inspiration is the most external shit you could have fueling you. Inspiration comes and goes like diarrhea or constipation. No, if you see me as your idol, you're clearly a pedophile. Do you channel me? Like, what do you do? I know a lot of guys who like, oh, I channel you only when I talk to girls. And I go, one day that shtick isn't, that shtick gets you pussy, but it's not going to work. You're going to lose the love of your life. There's something more solid. There's something more solid to you. Not that, oh, be yourself. No, be the good parts of yourself. Everyone knows the good parts of themselves. Like, don't act like we don't know. And when you think of the best days in your life, the days you were the most badass, it was the days you were the most masculine. When you think of a woman's best time, it's not kicking ass and taking names. It's when she was the most feminine, magnetic, in the room with family, friends, people, influence, all that shit. And it's like, we know our nature. We don't need the Ninas and these libtards to tell us how to kill ourselves, right? That's what being a progressive is practicing how to get Zherka to kill himself. Hey, John, you know how you get up out of bed with masculinity? Don't do that anymore. Stay in bed till you kill yourself. That's it. Just try it. Try. What do you want to go back to the church? You want to go back to the church? You want to go back to olden times? No, we move forward. Yeah, I know it's record high anxiety and depression out there, but we're trying this 40-year long experiment. And we started in the 1960s by smoking crack because we're liberals, and that was a protest. We were the hippies that smoked crack to show that our movement is can't be thwarted by the church, because we smoke crack and inject heroin. That's what the 1960s was. This is the sexual revolution. They did fucking crack, homie, and heroin like it was water. Look at this. They look sticky as humans. Like, you ever touch someone's elbow and you go, why did we connect? A sticky ass, dirty motherfucker. Not in a sweaty way, like in a I slept with fruit roll-ups and Molly kind of way. Like, these people are freaks of nature, and this was the front line. This was the moderates compared to today. This is the front line. That your movement, Nina, right? Your lefty movement started with heroin. We started with the cross. You started with fucking heroin. Like, we held the cross, and you guys had a spoon and looking for a lighter, man. You guys were looking for some black tar, crack, and heroin, glass smack, whatever the fuck. And you know what a drug addict really is? It's someone who, when they run out of drugs and money, they just start sniffing glue or anything under the sink. Are you telling me that guy's not demonically charged? You're telling me that, and they like mask it with, we're just trying to get high, bro. They should change high to running or run. We're just trying to run from our problems, Zherka. You know what running from your problems does? It runs you off a cliff and you kill yourself. You know why they're called your problems? Because they're yours. They follow you. They're going nowhere. Like a fucking lapdog that you have to fucking stab in the throat. All right? All your problems, just think of them as like some fucking beast. It's an invisible beast. Let's just imagine in front of you and stab it in the fucking throat. Just stab it. But yeah, these guys are, yeah, I would let you babysit my kids. They try so hard to look like they don't have mental illness. And well, compared to today, they don't look that bad. You know, if I did heroin, I'd hit that too. The difference from a hippie and Zherka is when I do Molly, I ruin the mood. I go, guys, man, we're being degenerates. But when they do Molly, their hands are in the air and they're vibing with the cosmos. That's the difference. It's like when I go hard, I bring the guilt. I make sure we're repenting in that party. But when they go hard, God's no longer there.